Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gubin. Here are the stories that we're following today, September 11th, 2013. From the Caribbean, Dino Bouterse to stay in jail until November. In Guyana, increased UG tuition fees linked to financial audit. Also in Guyana, businessman's shooting death triggers call for aggressive crime fight. And a published Montserrat author is too young to drive. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
Hey, excuse me, if you see me smiling, that's 'cause I'm chilling on Total Caribbean Network. It's your boy Wyclef John, man, and I'm chillin', man. Total Caribbean Network. Man, I love their style. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gubin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. A federal judge has extended the detention of Dino Bouterse, the son of Suriname's President Dino Bouterse, who was arrested in Panama last month on charges of drug trafficking and possession of illegal weapons. Manhattan federal judge Shira Shandlin extended the pre-detention of the 41-year-old Bouterse to November when his trial is scheduled to begin. Dino Bouterse was arrested in Panama on August 29th and handed over to U.S. authorities who charged him with drug trafficking and illegal weapons possession. U.S. authorities had characterized Bouterse as a dangerous seasoned narcotics trafficker who as recently as last July shipped 10 kilograms of cocaine from Suriname through the Caribbean into the U.S. His fellow suspect, Edmund Monslag, 29, was arrested in Trinidad and Tobago, where he remains in custody. If convicted, Bouterse faces the possibility of life imprisonment, and his mother, Ingrid Fikira, the first wife of President Bouterse, is reported to have left Suriname for the United States. President Bouterse told a news conference that while he is concerned about the situation, his son is a grown individual. And I quote, "I don't know everything my 41-year-old son, who himself is father to 14 children, is up to. He's not 12 years old anymore." Since the arrest, opposition legislators in Suriname have been calling for President Bouterse to step down. Bouterse has dismissed the call, saying he would seek re-election in 2015. He has said the arrest was part of a plan by Washington to disrupt the activities of the Union of South American States, which was holding a summit in Suriname at the time. "They chose a perfect moment. I couldn't have done it better. Fortunately, it didn't reach its intended goal," Bouterse said. The University of Guyana's just completed special audit that has uncovered several weaknesses in accountability will strengthen the institution case to ask government to increase tuition fees, according to a top official. Vice-Chancellor Professor Jacob Opadei, however, said the decision to hike most tuition fees from $127,000 per academic year to $345,000 rests with the government. He says increasing fees or not is a political decision. It is not an economic decision. It is a question of, do we want a high-class university? On the issue of affordability, he said 60% of the student population do not take student loans. One formula being examined is for tuition fees to be used to pay salaries and government's subvention to be spent on infrastructure and security. At a news conference, he stressed that the intention is not for students to pay the full $345,000, but for the fee to be shared between government and students. Opadei reiterated that plans were in the pipeline to address the issue of low salaries, something UG's workers' union want to be tied to what is being offered at other Caribbean universities. Currently, the University of Guyana is saddled with a $482 million debt in pensions, income tax, social security, security services, and electricity and water. Another $50 million are owed to part-time lecturers. Opodei hopes that government can pay off or write off those debts and help give the university a new lease of life. And I quote, "The arrangement is that once the university presents its plan on how to move forward, the government will come into our rescue, that if they are giving us any money to take care of our liabilities, the management, led by the Vice-Chancellor, must provide plans of what the indicators that they are going to put in place to make sure what happened before will not reoccur." Opodei said he has told government to cease disbursing funds to UG until the financial system is reconstructed with the assistance of a consultant who would be hired because the money would just disappear and we don't know where it has gone. The Vice-Chancellor outlined several findings of the special audit, which was done free of cost by the University of the West Indies. They included a total lack of supervision in the accounting process, including multiple accesses to the accounting system by a single password and uncollected salary checks of more than $19 million. What we have done here is to say that there are irregularities that are open to fraud, he says. At the same time, Opodei said he could not immediately afford to conduct a forensic audit because it could take about 3 years to find out who stole the institution's funds. UG plans to embark on a management audit to ascertain whether admission and human resource regulations are being breached. Referring to the dismissal of a lecturer because of alleged sexual harassment, the Vice-Chancellor said the institution's sexual harassment policy would be reviewed. Also in the news from Guyana, in the wake of Tuesday night's gunning down of a West Coast Demerara businessman in his shop by bandits, there are fresh calls for authorities to do more to combat violent crime. The dead man has been identified as 27-year-old Zulfikar Vicky Golzar Namdar, who was shot during an invasion of his shop at 76 West Coast Demerara by several men armed with handguns. He was his parents' only child and he was a husband and father of 2. And I quote, "We always expect better men to come, but at least I think we should do something better. The authority and the minister and everyone else should budget some more money for them to look at these offenses," said the dead man's father, Golzar Namdar. His wife, Fazila Namdar, was gun-butted by one of the bandits. Reflecting on his son, he said, "He never wanted us to be unhappy. He always had a good disposition in the community. He was always smiling with people and he always wanted to help. And he was always associated and helped with charitable activities." As word spread about the incident, numerous villagers and members of the Muslim community congregated inside and outside the shop and home of the Namdars. Golzar, the regional vice president of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana, said his wife begged the gunmen not to injure anyone, and she handed over a bag containing passports, other important documents, and an estimated $1 million. CIOG President Fazil Farouz expressed shock and bewilderment at the devastation of the community by the heinous crime. He lamented that there appeared to be no solution in sight for the rising crime, saying, "We have seen crime escalating all over the country and everyone is worried about the situation of crime, but no one seems to have the solution." Region 3 parliamentarian for the governing People's Progressive Party, Irfan Ali, declined to say that government should share some of the responsibility for the apparent rise in violent crimes. He says, "What I know is that the government has been continuously investing in the security forces. The government has been building infrastructure and more resources. That is a question better put to the police force and the respective ministry." There is no doubt that Warren Cassell Jr. considers nature to be his best friend. Unlike most self-help books that share concepts in a monotonous manner, Cassell's new book, The Farm of Wisdom, 25 Unforgettable Tales That Will Ignite a Wiser You, shares life's critical lessons in a collection of 25 memorable stories. As Cassell sees it, the detailed movement of nature is no mistake. While landscapes, animals, and plants beautify the world around us, nature offers much more than its breathtaking views, Cassell says. Despite formal schooling, life's critical lessons can be learned on the farm. With the help of curious, clumsy, and talkative farm animals, the farm of wisdom shares thought-provoking conclusions at the end of every tale. Through the 25 stories and the 96-page book, Warren encourages readers to be more conscious of what nature is trying to tell us. Not only does a secondary school student leave the world with provocative food for thought, but also pledges to plant a tree in a third world country for every copy of the book sold. Throughout this month, Cassell will be conducting an online campaign called What Nature Can Teach Us. He hopes to spread his message during the virtual tour. The stops of the tour include the following: 2 book giveaways on thebridgemaker.com on September 13th, an interview on Random Writing Rants on September 20th, and Wisdom Tales on Medium.com. Warren Cassell Jr. is a teenage entrepreneur with a business and investment portfolio ranging from media and finance to internet and technology. He's a full-time secondary school student residing in Montserrat and currently holds a first-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Having worked with numerous clients and companies around the world, Warren can be called the living proof of the fact that anyone with a vision, determination, and dedication can achieve great success. You're watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with 0 out-of-pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with 0 out-of-pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.